I'm going to go over SGY, Surge Energy. This is a Canadian oil name. I want to go over it because it's really clean right now and it's pretty easy to understand and it has some decent upside. So when I look at it, this is starting from the monthly time frame, and then we're going to zoom in so we can get a better idea of what's going on. But right off the hop, all the way back from 2013, this $24 range was supposed to be support. It was shortly, and then it has come across and it is now acting as some sort of resistance, and you can tell because we've been under it before. We got wicks, couldn't really break up over it for much longer, and we've rejected it multiple times. So I'm just going to mark that zone as a potential resistance zone. Now, why I like looking at the monthly time frame when I'm starting to look at a chart is because it gives you like a big picture idea of what's going on. So right off the hop, right, we got that $24 resistance, and we can mark off this trend line here. Now you could mark this depending how tight you want to put it, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 touches here. So this is definitely a clean trend line, right? It's been in a downtrend for quite some time. So now when we zoom into the weekly time frame and we try to see what's going on here, we can mark off another zone right around this area because we've had a few touches around here. So I want to mark this off because that is a zone we could potentially come up to, right? Support here, and then we broke below and it acted as resistance. So it's got a few touches. We mark that out. That's around 1385 to 1430. Right off the hop, we have two clear zones that pretty much signal like where we could potentially go up to. So this is why I use technical analysis, because it's likely that this stock will try to make moves going up to this range. Why I think that will happen is because when we zoom into what's been happening over the past few years, right, we can go back to 2020, and as you could see, there's some sort of bullish divergence going on here back in 2020. So bullish divergence is when you see a discrepancy between the RSI indicator and the actual price itself. So we mark the lows of these candlesticks and it's going on a downward angle, but the RSI is on an upward angle. So technically the RSI, which is the relative strength index, is telling us that there is going to be, or that there is an increase in buyers, that the strength of buyers is increasing. Now, why there's a discrepancy is because the price is actually decreasing here. So this is a bullish divergence, and then what happened is we happened to break up to the upside. So that is great to see. Now we're on the weekly time frame and we've left this gap behind. We came up, we filled the gap, and then we had some time where we're playing in this range. So again, if you want, we can mark off this zone because this stock has been playing in this range quite a few times. We gapped down and we couldn't break up over 375. But then once we do break up over, we play in between where this gap was and 375. So it's showing like strong demand in this name. Was resistance, now it acts as support, and we have quite a few weeks. So since March 2021, we're playing sideways in between $6.05 and $3.80. So these are all bullish actions that we're seeing in this stock. Now we get this massive weekly volume candlestick. This is usually telling us that somebody, an entity, a hedge fund, a trading firm, maybe it's one large buyer, who knows. All I know is that this is indicating somebody's buying in because they think this stock is going to go higher. Large volume matched with a very large candlestick. So that's a great sign to see. We have this bull flag shaping up right out of that area. So again, the bull flag is a nice bullish pattern to be looking for in the markets. right? It's hard to find solid ones that are reliable to bet on, but why this is reliable to bet on is because we break right up out of this zone and we're starting to use this area, right? The $6.05 area, which was our resistance. We're starting to use it as support and we hang around up here. So how to play the bull flag is if we get the breakout, you can go long or you buy at the bottom of the flag. So if we zoom into the daily time frame, there was great opportunity. We tried to break down in this name, but if you look here onto the volume for the bearish volume is really not that high. So after we get that large increase in bull volume, somebody's buying in. A good signal to look for is low bear volume, which is telling us not many people are able to push the price lower. And that is also matched with a rising bull flag. So there's two really good signals here that something might be coming up. So we have earnings coming up on March 9th, and it looks like we're getting that massive breakout. Now, if we zoom back out, we break above that trend line that we drew out earlier. So that's another good signal. There's quite a few great signals in this name, which is why I really like it and I wanted to go over it. Now, again, we're looking at the daily time frame. So what can we expect to happen now? So what I'm going to do is I throw on the 8 EMA and I throw on the 20 EMA. These are stocks or moving averages that I like to be aware of. You could also use the Bollinger Band instead of the 8 EMA if you'd like. But essentially, we want to see this 8 EMA being used as support here. So the 20 EMA, while the 8 is above the 20, that's a bullish sign to see. So we could move that off. But now we want to see this 8 EMA being used as support continuously. And a sign that we could use that this trend might be over is if we break below the 8 EMA for an extended period of time. So I'm expecting something like this to occur, where this 8 EMA is going to maybe do something like this, float sideways and continue up. And then the price of the stock will be playing above, following it, maybe a little bit higher, and we come back down to the 8 EMA. So these are things that I'm going to be looking for. What we want to see next is some sort of bullish pattern. Once we get exhausted, once the buyers get exhausted, we could potentially see a volume climax coming into play, which would signal that there's going to be a period of consolidation. Over the past, since January 24th, we're already up 38%. So for Canadian oil names, I'm not sure if this is like huge, but overall, this is the breakdown of this stock and why I'm bullish on it. I'm expecting us to continue higher because we have a few resistance zones that we've pointed out from before that we might want to get up to 1352, and then eventually, if we can continue this bullish price action throughout 2022, we might be able to get up towards that $23 range. Peace, guys.